Chapter 15 Purushottam Yoga. The Yoga of the Supreme Person. Soul dwells in every body. Purush it is called. God is omnipresent, as Purushottam extolled. Shri Prabhuji said, Dear Pandit, you had asked about Brahma, the Supreme Being. Know in brief that unmanifested Brahma is boundless, pervading the entire universe by his three forms. One in the form of soul, which is called Purush also. In second form, he is Purushottam, to whom some call Ishwar and some say God, etc. Brahm is his third form, the absolute, omnipresent, and the supreme Lord of all the worlds. Hearing thus, Pandit said, Hey Yogeshwar, you cleared my doubt in very plain words. Please elaborate these forms of the Supreme Being. Shri Prabhuji said, Soul, according to the Gita, is that divine power about which God says, Mamai vansho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanaha. Soul in body is the eternal fraction of my being. This way, souls are countless, which uphold the entire creation. Soul, being in contact with the three qualities or gunas, is at work in the world. God is the second form of Brahma, which is different from the soul, for he is beyond the illusion of the three qualities. The Yoga Darshan defines the same as Klesh Karma Vipakasharya Pramrishtah Purush Vishesh Ishwarah, meaning the one beyond all afflictions, detached from all actions, fruits of actions, and desires, distinctly apart from other souls, that is exceptional, is Ishwar or God. Yoga Darshan Samadhipad Sutra 24. Gods can be countless too. At different times they are preoccupied with works of making, sustaining, and destroying the different worlds. Brahma is formless, the boundless power, infinite and all-pervading or omnipresent. Hey Panditvar, in the beginning of this chapter, the form of this creation of God is depicted as form of the creation. This creation of God is said to be like an imperishable, vast banyan tree, Ashwatha, which God created with its roots upwards and boughs beneath. In other words, the world is like an inverted tree. Its evergreen leaves are the hymns of the Vedas which reveal the truth. He who knows the secret of the creation, he alone is the wise person. Its branches shoot up to heaven, sink to the earth, and spread to all directions. These are nourished by the three qualities, and its hanging rootlets seek the soil beneath in the senses that help to hold it there. With sense objects of the world, its shoots bloom and expand in the form of actions according to which the soul is bound in the body. Utter darkness exists underneath the tree. The being is bound here with ever-tightening chains of works. It seems devoid of the dawn and without any exit. The real form of this world is not perceived, neither its beginning nor end, nor its foundation appears to the common eye. This world, in the form of the tree, has extremely strong stem and branches. which can be chopped off with the hard axe of detachment alone. Note: Ashwath is usually understood as the people tree, but Ashwa means horse and Tha means the place. The tree was the place to park the chariots and horses in those days. It can only be banyan tree, for it grows huge, expands through its rootlets that become like stem. Thus, it becomes virtually imperishable as well. People tree cannot be too big to park several chariots and horses under it. Then one must seek the path to that supreme state or God from which those who have reached that never return to the world. They surrender themselves to that primal person from whom this creation has begun and extended since time immemorial. Salvation from the cycle of the creation. God says, those who have done away with their pride and delusion, who have overcome the flaw of attachment, subdued all the desires perfectly, and who are constantly established in their own soul, unfettered from the dualities like pleasure and pain, only such wise people attain to the imperishable supreme state. Neither the sun nor the moon nor the fire illuminates my supreme effulgent abode. Those who reach it, they never return to the world. Soul or Purush. About all the beings of the world, God says, soul in this body is an eternal fraction of my being. Soul being situated in nature of three qualities or Maya, it draws the mind along with the five senses that remain in nature. As air sweeps smell from its source, exactly the same way, soul, the lord of the body, carries away with it the senses and mind from the old body which it leaves to the new body it enters into. The soul, while dwelling in the body, enjoys objects through the senses of hearing, sight, smell, touch, taste, and mind as well. The unenlightened never comprehend the soul dwelling in the body, experiencing objects of the senses and departing from it. Only wise people having the eye of wisdom discern reality of the soul. Striving yogis also realize the soul enshrined within, but the ignorant whose internal senses are unpurified, mind unkindled, and intellect ill-informed, they never realize the soul despite their best efforts. The Supreme Soul or Purushottam. About the Supreme Soul, Lord Krishna in the discourse says, Hey Arjun, radiance of the sun that illumines the entire world, and that which the moon has, and that which shines in the flame as well, know that radiance from me alone. I permeate the clay and lend all shapes. It is I who support all beings with my vital energy. In other words, God is the enlivening force of all, and by becoming the sapful moon, I nourish all the medicinal herbs and woodlands green. I am situated in all living creatures in the form of celestial flame, mingling with the outgoing and incoming breaths, that is pran and apan. I digest the four kinds of foods which are chewed, drunk, licked, and swallowed. I am the one seated in the hearts of all beings, and from me come memory, wisdom, and reasoning faculty. I am the one worth knowing through the Vedas. I am the creator of the Vedanta indeed. and I am the knower of the Vedas as well. Hey Arjun, there are two kinds of persons in the world, the perishable and imperishable. Among these, bodies of all beings in the material world are perishable, whereas the soul is imperishable. But another, the highest person who is apart from these two, the first sovereign Lord, pervades the three worlds, bears and sustains all, and who is spoken of as the undying Lord, Parabrahma, the Supreme Being, is me alone. I am beyond the perishables and higher than the imperishable or soul as well. Hence, in this world and in the Vedas also, I am extolled as the Supreme Person, the highest life. Hey Bharat, whosoever has thus unclouded his mind with enlightenment and knows me as the Supreme Person, such omniscient person constantly worships only me in every way. Arjun, this is the most secret learning I imparted to you. One becomes wise by knowing this, and while doing his dutiful karmas, attains perfection, accomplishes the aim of his life. Pandit heard the distinct description of Purush, Purushottam and Brahm from Shri Prabhuji and asked, Hey Yogivar, many of my mistaken notions got dispelled. One thing that Lord mentioned in the chapter is that even yogis too are often unable to understand this. What is the reason behind? What is the reason behind? Shri Prabhuji said, the answer to your question will be found in the next chapter. Om Tat Sat. Thus ends Upanishad of the celestial song, the knowledge of God realization, the scripture of Yoga, the dialogue between Shri Krishna and Arjun, the 15th chapter named Purushottam Yoga, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Om.